Welcome back to Rinoa Reviews, and we're here on the hump day of Mortal Kombat! Week. So, after the hilariously bad Mortal Kombat Annihilation movie, emphasis on hilarious and bad, we fast forward over 2 decades to more present day. Midway out, NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers in. It's time to head to the Mortal Kombat tournament once again for Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. We open on an army of ants being beaten down by one big scorpion as Patrick Seitz Hanzo Hasashi tells his son, "No matter how many enemies it still fights, its will is strong. Learn to be strong in mind and heart like the scorpion." He arrives to his village all too quiet and is suddenly attacked by masked men in blue and bam! X-ray attack at just before the 3-minute mark. Let's fucking go! This guy's a murder machine pre-revenant. But he's outnumbered, so he stealths away and finds many of the villagers slaughtered, one of whom is his wife. He was fighting nasty before, now he's vengefully cleaving at any of these blue guys that dare move while his son's watching. Yeah, this is an MK animated movie, alright. R-rated, no less. One guy just rendered a pile of viscera as Hanzo comes out of his murder cruise, snapping out of it just to find Sub-Zero's got his son Satoshi hostage. And like the later games, it's Steve Bloom as Subby tells Hanzo to kneel. Hanzo gets trapped under an ice wall as he watches Satoshi get murdered right before his eyes. Icicle X-ray through the mouth for Hanzo. Fatality. One of many, in fact. How's that for an opening segment for an MK movie? Cut to a temple where Liu Kang being attacked by Raiden. Sadly, the latter of which not voiced by Richard Epcar. Everybody looks really angular, like in the short-lived cartoon series, but way cooler looking. Gather the participants for the first MK tournament. Johnny Cage with eviction notices for his cool pad with pizza boxes and wine everywhere. His agent calls him off to China. Meanwhile, Sonya Blade takes part in a street fight on the outskirts of nearby China, maybe? She gets her army flashback where she moves up to become Special Forces. Or Special Ops in this case. Which I guess means just a license to kill. Because she does just that to her opponent for bringing a pipe thinking this is a Final Fight movie or something. She gets the scroll from an onlooker that has the MK Dragon on it telling him, "If I join, he'll be there. If he's not, there's nowhere on earth you'll be able to hide from me." Cut to Hanzo waking from a place of fire while his arms are pinned via hooks with chains on him. This is NetherRealm, which is MK's version of literal hell. Demons and torture alike, all to please Shinnok. Hanzo getting a taste of that torture right now from a demon, who tests his blade's sharpness by cutting his palm. He bleeds out burning lava. Pain, but never dying of it. Hanzo whispers. So the demon's like, "Oh, a prayer? No god can help you here." Hanzo tells him, "I need no god," and then bites off the demon's ear, spits it towards a chain to free himself, because again, his blood is lava, so he's able to break free, tears off his hooks and rages right through this demon, shattering a leg with a punch and cleaving him in two, alerting other demons to try their hand at him. Hanzo alone makes it to the throne room where the demon told him where Shinnok resides. He sees only Quan Chi on the throne. Says he's running things around here till Shinnok returns. Quan being a sorcerer, a bit tougher to kill. Hanzo says he wants to go home and get revenge. So Quan sets him up to compete in Mortal Kombat. The one who killed him will be there. Also, Shinnok is imprisoned. Quan Chi needs a key that is being kept at the Temple of Shang Tsung to free him. Do this, he'll make him mortal and bring his wife and son back. Do we have a deal, Hanzo? His reply, "Hanzo is dead. Call me Scorpion." Kang, Cage, and Sonya on the boat to the island with Raiden. Cage thinks the whole talk from Raiden about the usual plot of the first game is just movie script. This dude out here with his early Miz hair coif going on. They see another boat, and we get our first glimpse of Scorpion. Well, save for the logo, where he pops out and grabs Daffy Duck by the neck, as you can see. I had to use it, because I know I gotta use something else for the... More on that later. Raiden finds it a bit amusing for Cage to find out all by himself that this is no movie shoots. Who knew he had a sense of humor? Open the gates. So we get a little of everything. We get a centaur, we get Zaterans eating mammals. The test your might reference where the stronger, taller guy fails, but the shorter woman smashes it. Tarkatans. Natara in full view as Cage looks over the food and asks her, is any of this organic? With a poof of magic, Shang Tsung appears. He speaks of the tournament even flashing back to where a younger Shang Tsung boots down the great Kung Lao, welcoming all to the tournament. Scorpion shows up elsewhere and attacks to begin his search for the key. Shang Tsung bids Kano to appear to fight a captured Jax. Sonya tries to break in, but there's a magic barrier preventing this. Jax wants out, so Shang tells him the exit's that way. So long as he can beat his champion, Goro. Oh, he about to lose them arms, ain't he? Because his normal ones aren't even denting Goro. Meanwhile, Scorpion finds the key and is stopped by Lord Exposition. He knows Quan Chi's deal. He warns Scorpion to live in the past or live for the future. Make your choice. And just leaves him there. Meanwhile, Goro is just toying with Jax, raking him across the barrier even, and yup, the second Goro showed up. The arm bone ain't connected to the something anymore. Raiden does get in the barrier and with his electricity cauterizes Jax's open arm wounds. Shang's men take Jax away in this state. Tournament begins as Shang teleports everyone away to different parts of the island. Johnny gets Outworld's version of a jobber in Baraka, or a Tarkatan, never speaks. But Johnny wins basically by letting Baraka do himself in with his blades, cutting up old barrels of gunpowder and igniting them with how sharp they are. Part of the place or fortress they're fighting at collapses on this Tarkatan as Johnny leaps away from the wreckage and grabs a tree. Johnny hits me with a toasty. Actually, the term I was looking for was harakiri, because that's exactly what happened. Alright, Sonya, maybe you can do something cooler? She's getting attacked by somebody invisible. Reptile. And we're in the jungle with the water, and the stalker of this army person can cloak and watch with a sort of red vision. I mean, Predator did make the 10th Mortal Kombat. No traps, though. She's dodging acid as she races towards him, slides under his leaping at her, snatches him via leg, and gives his spine a break. Then with some hidden garrote wire, say, heads up! And dispatches him, ending with, fuck with the blade, you're gonna get cut. Oh. That's a verbal fatality. Some guy in blue that isn't Sub-Zero gets revenged super hard by Scorpion, who vows to exterminate every Lin Kuei on the island. Liu gets a short but fierce battle with Katana, complete with her wind move to elevate him via the fans. Liu takes the win quickly after that, saying he won't hurt such a worthy foe. He's got hope on his side to boot Shao Kahn. More haphazard way of telling the same old between these two. Shang, Quan, and Raiden watch the tournament unfold like Greek gods through a looking pool of water. Shang's impressed by Raiden's chosen and Quan's ninja. Shang informs Raiden several Black Dragon members are out to attack our usual trio from the first live-action movie. Fatality on Cage's balls as he gets touchy with Sonya. Oof. The soldiers don't get too close, though. Scorpion went full Predator on their asses and wasted them all. Liu and Sonya think a fight's on their hands when they see this. Cage saying, hey, nobody actually declared Mortal Kombat, so we don't have to kill each other, right? Johnny Cage wins. Friendship. Friendship? So now our trio's a quartet for the moment as Liu speaks of the tournament's serious ramifications. One more win and Earth's done for. Sonya's ready to send a Hellfire missile to this island. Raiden appears and states, that weapon, I'm sure, is very powerful on Earth. Your weak link is, this isn't Earth. This island serves as a nexus existing between realms, set aside specifically for this tournament. Johnny, ever since his fight with Baraka, knows this is all for real, or at least one elaborate snuff film until expressly told it's real. He's bummed because Raiden can't just teleport him off the island. Raiden tells him to make towards the temple to face your final opponents. Scorpion says for them to hide until it's all over. They cannot win against Shang's numbers and monster. Liu says, my will is strong, my destiny is my own, mirroring what Hanzo said to his son at the beginning of the film. Scorpion thinks him naive, but is still helping our heroes when more Black Dragon goons show up. So they all fight well, except Johnny. Liu gets silly with it. He's dodging machine gun fire from multiple angles. Like, he would have murdered Katana dead if we fought all that seriously. Like, holy shit. He's got the Matrix powers. Sub shows up to freeze Kano's hands when he shows up with dual machine guns. Scorpion sees you. Time for revenge. I was hoping he'd do an Azuna drop to Sub-Zero on the way down and take him out that way, but still, a double fatality. He just kind of leaps off the side, and it's like that, I think it's like the MK9 pit where you get like the right into the stalagmites. Kano retreats as Sonya gives chase. Liu reveals we all have our destiny to find in this tournament and tells Johnny, I guess she's yours. So, you deal with her. Help her out. I'm gonna go ahead and win this tournament. Quan's disappointed. He reveals to Scorpion that it was he using sorcery as Sub-Zero in disguise who had his whole clan killed and leaves him to his fate. As if he all of a sudden forgot how revenge-fueled he was to get to you in the first place. And then you made him undead. Kano's released, in the meantime, all manner of giant monsters for Sonya to fight past to rescue Jackson No-Arms. Including Motaro? Doesn't reflect her gunfire, but isn't stopped by it either. Hate that guy. Speaking of boss fights, Liu versus Goro as he refuses Shang's offer to come to Outworld with me and live as a king. Shang's all, let's celebrate my 10th win then, bitches. Break out the goblets, let's drink up. Him and Quan Chi. Finally time for Johnny to save Sonya this time. She's all, holy shit, he can fight. And they work together to take down the boosties. Kano with his laser eye tries to fend Sonya off, but she gets a literal mace to smash said eye. They save Jax, who with his big boot makes the killing blow. You didn't grow Apache Chief style first to do it in MK3, but I knew what fatality you were going for. 3 might be derided for losing the fantasy setting, but I've played Trilogy more than any other. I know a callback when I see one. Meanwhile, Liu Kang with a fiery bicycle kick knocks him down. Warbles and all. Shang tells Goro playtime's over. Now Goro's winning. Shang's no fool and realizes that Quan Chi tried to poison him by pouring out a totally all-green poison. Like he pours it out and just... I think this movie is trying to say Quan Chi might be a talented sorcerer, but a shit schemer. Shang's got Quan nabbed now and knows Shinnok is a mad god. Goro's got Liu beaten and about to do to him what he did to Jax, only with all 4 of his limbs gone. Scorpion Spear finds Goro's brain instead. Does his own version of the spine rip fatality from his adversary Sub-Zero. Or at least the brain part. Just like that in the stem. Shang asks that Scorpion take Goro's place as his champion. Scorpion says, no, I just want Quan Chi. Shang's like, alright, kill Liu Kang in his ears. Liu says, revenge isn't the answer. Shang says, of course it is. What other choice do you have? Scorpion sets up to attack Liu, but... Sucker! Teleports behind Shang. Because earlier in that whole double cross of Shang and Quan Chi, Shang reveals to Quan he's in possession of the key all along. Scorpion finds this out. So now he has the key, and then once it's in his possession, he surrenders. Liu Kang wins the tournament. More like Luigi Kang. He won by doing nothing. Raiden warned Shang not to try anything. Tournament's over. He can interfere now. Now that the tournament has taken its place, it's over now. There's no need for the island to be here, so it starts to begin collapsing. Scorpion stays to fight Quan Chi, the latter of which knows what buttons to press to get Scorpion even more vengeful. Sadly, not a single wooler while this fight goes on. Having cool dual-bladed sword fights, though, till Scorpion ports behind and disarms him, though. With a chin, he gets the "Get over here!" Quan Chi spits out, "My God will avenge me." Scorpion says, "Damn your God!" and kills Quan with the actual MK1 fatality of Sub-Zero's spine rip. And then hits him with the Toasty! The only fatality I could ever really pull off on MK1 SNES. What was it? Just hold block as you hit up 3 times and a button or something to that effect. Our heroes get to leave via boat. Johnny's saving the day again with that one. More practicality. Lou's dejected, saying he failed his destiny at not being able to beat Goro. Raiden says, "Your destiny is to beat Shao Kahn," who Shang is already bowing to after his escape, so we get the beginning of MK2's story to close out. Best character for this one? You mean aside from the obvious title character? Holy shit, the body count. But yeah, if it ain't Scorpion, it's Sonya and her body count. Like, after seeing that fight on Reptile, I'd get the feeling like she'd do Johnny, not Johnny doing her, you know what I mean? Girl boss. The sequel's gonna do Liu Kang some more justice, maybe, but he's worst here. Quan Chi probably in that category too, by what I described him as. Power on. The callbacks for any MK fan. Like, if you told me Nitara would be in a Mortal Kombat movie, I'd be like, oh yeah, slumming with Reiko, I bet. For all I know, maybe the sequel will open with Sonya already offing Su Hao like the top 10 of worst MK characters ever that he is. Power off might be a gripe for some of you, but I'd have to say the overuse of the X-ray attacks. Almost every fight has this. I might have turned around on this if there was some instance of where Sonya hit Cage in the balls twice, by the way, of this. Like, just, we see like the testicle just, shit. I so hope he comes roaring back in the sequel with that as his inspiration for a split punch, just running around. Split punch! Split punch! Split punch, split punch, split punch. You get a split punch, you get a split punch. My wife punches me during, now I have trained mine. I can do the splits all day. Just like a tripod, just. This is worth spending actual $1 on Warner Brothers to rent this bitch. And tomorrow, I'll give a review on the direct sequel a year later. Yeah, my latest one in 2021. So join me next time for Mortal Kombat Legends, Battle of the Realms. Until next time, take care and wooder! At least I can give you one if this movie won't.